in what I'm putting out there, team goals this year, offensively and defensively. And what that means is this. You can ask Barrett Brooks this or anybody that's ever played. An offense will have on a board, they'll have all the offensive goals that you want to hit each and every single week. Defensively, too. And you'll look at those goals every single time you walk into a team meeting and every time you're together as a defensive group. And when you see those, coaches used to put them on the board there. Monty Kiffin used to have them on the board. Jim Johnson. Happy holiday. Happy holiday to all. It is finally here. Man, football season. You know, college football was last week. That was one of the best first weekends of college football I've ever seen. And now the NFL does it right. This could be a Super Bowl preview tonight. Bills and Rams at SoFi, where the Super Bowl was held. This is fantastic. This is wildly cool. The NFL's first weekend has all kinds of storylines to it. Man, do I love this. Fantastic. It is finally here, and happy holiday to you. Hey, if there's Festivus, this is happy football holiday. Hit the like button. Appreciate everybody coming aboard. Unbelievable, man. I can't wait for this game tonight. By the way, let me say this to you. I don't think it's close. I think it's like 38-10 Bills. I don't think it's close. I think Buffalo is that much better than the Rams. I think they're deeper. I think that roster's better. You know, we're going to apply the same kind of criticism that we have for the Buffalo Bills as we do the Eagles. It is all on paper, but not quite like it is for the Eagles. That team actually won a lot of ball games last year. That team had one of the best playoff games last year with the Chiefs. I don't think it's close. I think it's like 38-20. I think they blow them out. I think it's kind of close for a little bit. I think Stafford is still going to be nursing that sore elbow of his. I mean, look, I think the Rams are pretty good. They got great star players at certain positions, but they're not deep like the Buffalo Bills are. And you get Von Miller now chasing down Matthew Stafford. I want to see that too. So, man, what a great way to start off the NFL weekend. Tonight, Bills and Rams, they lowered the banner tonight or raised the banner, however you want to look at it. World champions, Los Angeles Rams. Beautiful stadium, beautiful environment. The fans get to get football going again. And no question about it, man. This is all good here. By the way, I want to start something out, too, by saying how I admire Jason Kelce. Okay? I admire Jason Kelce. We ain't done shit. Good for him. That's leadership. It's all on paper. All on paper. He's right. As I tell you all the time, rent's due Sunday, September 11th. Rent is due. We got so much to hit on today. As we get ready for the weekend, as we get ready for tonight's game, we'll go more into a preview of tonight, why I think it's going to be so lopsided tonight. I just think the Bills are that much better than the Rams. I think the Rams are a fine ball team. I think they're good. Did the Rams get better over the offseason? I don't know. It was good enough to win a Super Bowl. I'm not suggesting to you that they've gone the other way like the Cowboys have. But I just think Buffalo is better. And I do think they're significantly better. I think they've done a great job in the draft. They've increased their pass rush in the draft and free agency. I think Diggs is going to own Jalen Ramsey tonight. Remember I said that? I think I think they're going to do a good job on Cooper Kupp tonight. That's a pretty damn good secondary Buffalo has as well. And they get after the pass rusher pretty well. I think the Rams linebackers are pretty decent, but I think this is going to be close for a bit. 38-20 is my call here for tonight's game. So we will hit on that. By the way, we have in what I'm putting out there, team goals this year, offensively and defensively. And what that means is this. You can ask Barrett Brooks this or anybody that's ever played. An offense will have on a board, they'll have all the offensive goals that you want to hit each and every single week. Defensively, too. And you'll look at those goals every single time you walk into a team meeting and every time you're together as a defensive group. And when you see those, coaches used to put them on the board there. Monty Kiffin used to have them on the board. Jim Johnson. You all have these goals that you want to hit for your offensive team and your defensive team every single Sunday. We're going to hit on those, what we think they should be. Also, got a bunch of topics here. The NFC East, we're going to hit on. We're going to go through that. Howie Roseman restructuring a contract. May I throw this out to you? Is he getting ready for Jalen? Is he getting ready for Jalen? So he restructures the kicker and Lane Johnson's deal. Is he getting ready for the offseason to offer up Jalen Hurts a contract? I want to hit on that here in a minute. I want to throw you out the team goals. This is the first step in the success of what this team possibly could do this year. You have to have team goals. And by the way, there's going to be 17 chapters in the regular season for the Eagles 2022 year. Okay? I wrote down a few goals. Here we go. I'd like to see 250 yards passing in every game. You think that's attainable? I do. I think that should be expected. As an average, 250 yards, okay, a game. There's going to be games that it's going to be under. There's going to be games that are going to be over. But as an average, I'd like to see 250 yards passing every game. I'd like to see 4.3 yards a carry. Dominant running attack, number one in the NFL last year. If you don't have 4.3 to 4.5 in yards per carry, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be in rushing yards. You have to have effective yards. And I'd like to see you around 4.3 to 4.5. That means you keep play action going and the sticks moving. That means that defense that you're playing against has to respect you. Showtime likes 250. Okay? 250 yards. Let me see what that comes out to, too, by the way. I want to see. I hadn't even thought about what that number comes out to. 250 times 17. 4,250. That's what you all want. That's my expectations. Versus what I think he'll do is different. You understand that. Thank you, GT. You're right. Okay? It's different. But I expect 250 yards passing. You just spent $25 million a year on your wideout, and you drafted a guy in Devontae Smith, and you got a Goddard, who many think are going to have a breakout year, including me. 26 points a game. What's that number come to? 26 times 17. That's 442 points. Maybe 450. Maybe we'll move that number up to 28. 28 points, because I'd like to see 450 points scored this year with this football team. Is that fair? 450 points? Can somebody do me a favor? Hey, Tone, let me know what the Eagles scored the year they won the Super Bowl, if you could, please. I'd like to know what they scored that year. Because this unit has, in my opinion, more talent than that group. Now, the quarterback is different. I didn't say worst or best yet, but I'd like to know how many points they scored in that 2017 team. I'd like to see 350 yards of total offense for every single game. I think that's fair. Okay? I think that's fair. 350 yards of total offense. Now, remember something. I'm talking about over a 17-game season as an average. This is what I want to see this team end up with. Okay? Showtime says we averaged about 27 points that year. Okay? okay, good. 28.6, we're right in the same room. 440 to 450, somewhere in there, 455. I'd like to see that amount of points scored at the end of the day. Do you believe that all of these are attainable? 350 yards in total offense per game, 28 points a game, like you did in 17, 4.3 to 4.5 in yards per carry. You noticed I didn't put a number on rushing yards. And 250 yards, 250 yards passing per game. Comes out to 4,250. Not talking touchdown passes, not talking anything. Are these all attainable? It's good to know. Tone just gave me some reference points for when we go over to the defensive side. Are you good with these? Because these almost resemble what you did in 17. Okay? 4.3 to 4.5 rushing per carry. You're still going to be one of the most dominant football teams, GT, in the NFL. If you're going 4.5, get this. If you're going between 4.3 and 4.5 yards per carry, what does that mean? That means you are in 3rd and 3. Your playbook's open 75% more than if you're 3rd and 9. The Eagles were horrible on first down last year. You got to win 1st and 2nd down to get into 3rd and short so that you can help your quarterback out. That's all I'm saying here. Okay? 250 passing, 4.3 to 4.5 yards per carry, 28 points a game, 350 yards per game when it comes to total offense. Okay? I don't think so. Maybe 24 points. 24 points a game in today's NFL, you're not going to win. Okay? You bet, 5-star. It is football season. That's right. Jones, 4.5 yards per carry is outstanding. And it keeps you in 3rd and short. Those are my offensive team goals. Okay? I can dig those stats for Hurts. I want 4,500 passing and 500 rushing. Boy, you're asking one guy in the NFL to do something no guy does in the NFL. Nobody does that. So you think Jalen Hurts is a 4,500-yard passing quarterback and a 500-yard rushing guy when nobody in the league does that? No one. Not one quarterback does that. Not even Lamar Jackson. But you're asking Jalen Hurts to do that. Unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic goals. Let's keep it on the rails here. Okay? Keep it on the rails. You see, sometimes when you look at numbers and people go, well, he could be 500-600 yards. No one in the league does that. No one in the league has ever done that. But you think this guy is going to do that this year. Unrealistic. Unrealistic. Let's go to the defensive side of the football. I want to hold teams under 250 yards passing. Here, let me modify that. Under 250 to 275, I'm all right with if you keep it in that building. 250 to 275. Today's a passing league. I'm looking at things that kind of I did. So 275, I'd be okay with. Okay? Because teams are going to complete passes. It's just what the league is today. Okay? 3.5 yards per carry. The Eagles last year on first down were terrible defensively. There were gaping holes last year on first down. Actually, Jonathan Gannon's defense was one of the worst first down teams in the league. That's got to get better. You've got to win first down. Don't let teams get on you and have it 2nd and 4. You'll never get off the field. You'll never get off the field. By the way, I know how everybody is saying that this is going to be a top 10 defense. 5 to 6 guys have been changed on your unit. Defensive coordinators are going to have a field day with that defense. I know everybody's under the impression that this is Gang Green 2.0. When you have that many new faces in the building and at new positions with the limited amount of practice time, I want us, and a very uncreative DC. I don't know how everyone going like this is going to be a top 10 defense. Where do you see that? Where do you see that? New faces, and not so creative defensive coordinator. Keep everything in front of me. That's a guy that gives up a shitload of yards and points. They did do well in points surrendered last year. They did. They did well in that number. But I thought they were playing inferior teams in the second half. Okay? And Tone goes, in 2017, it gave up 322 yards a game, ranked 10th in the NFL. It's funny, Tone, I got 310 is a goal that I want to keep them at. Between 310 and 315 per game. That's what I want to keep them under when it comes to total offense. So I'm right in there. And the defense only allowed 18.4. If you keep it at 21 points a game, you're going to win a shitload of games this year. Okay? Yeah, and remember something. See what Popcorn TV says? Stats tell the story. You know why in the NFL they tell a story? Because they set trends up. What's your defense trending towards each week? What are they doing? Hey, watch this. Let's just say the Lions put a good game plan together and they have a good game on the Eagles. That's going to tell me about game preparation on the first week of the season. But overall, I'm not going to really know the Eagles' identity until week 3. Because then 3 games give me a trend on what they're trying to do. Look at what happened 7 weeks last year. They were trending towards a disaster. And they had to rip up the game plan and put a new game plan together. That was smart, creative, offensively. And it was something that we were watching kind of like take shape each and every single week. They were getting better and better and better and better because they were limiting what they were not trying to do in the first 7 games, which was trying to throw the ball a shitload of times. Okay? That's where they were going. Jay says stats can be deceiving. Hey, Jay, when you're rushing the ball for 5 yards a carry and you're putting up 40 points a game, those stats don't lie. Okay? Those stats don't lie. Trends in the NFL or something. We get a trend book. Here, I'm going to hook you guys up. Okay? We get a trend book each and every single Wednesday after Players' Day off on Tuesday. Okay? On what a team has been trend. Here's what the players got on Wednesday. They got their game plan book. You walk into your team meeting with your playbook, then the defensive coordinator gives the game plans to your position coaches. Then your position coaches hand you what the game plan is going to be. And the DC is going to sit there as a group, and he's going to talk to you and say what our team goals are going to be against the Lions. And they're going to go over personnel on the board together. Then they're going to break off and they're going to go in their groups. Linebackers, DBs, defensive line. They're all going to sit there, and then you're going to watch film for about 2 hours. And you're going to watch film on these guys. But you know what film you're going to watch? How many people – what film do you think you're going to watch for this Lions team if you're the Eagles? You guys know? They're going to watch the last 3 games of the year. And they're going to watch the game that they killed that team in 44-6 last year. Then they're going to take a look at some of the preseason tape. And those are the things you're going to have in front of you. And then what you're going to do after you break off, you're going to come in as a player and you're going to start watching 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. What do they do on the far hash? What do they do in the red zone? What do they do on the -20 and the +20? What do they do? Do they like to go to nickel package when it's 3rd and long? What do they like to do? What's Goff's weaknesses and his strengths? You have all of this information and intel in front of you. It's really more of a mind game now for you as you get ready to go into a regular season. Okay? Look at Jay there. Thank God he doesn't play for the Eagles. Thank God he don't play there. That's not how Jason Kelsey looked at it. We ain't done shit. You got to show up, dude. Hey, Jay, make what you said true. They suck. See, Jay, you can't say someone sucks before you fight him. I don't care what you say. You say someone sucks after you kick their ass. This is a new deal, dude. Don't hang in there on what you did in the past. Okay? Don't do that. Don't be an idiot. And don't be people that take things for granted. There's nothing a given in the NFL. Nothing. Everybody, Brady says it all the time. I got to go out and prove myself all the time. See, Jay don't like to have to prove himself each and every single week. Brady does. Isn't it funny? Jay doesn't want to improve, but Brady wants to prove something every week. That's why Brady's the GOAT. And that's why there's more fans in the stands than there are people on the field. There's a reason they built 70,000 seat stadiums for people like Jay to sit in the stands and watch and say those things. And that's why there's only 50 or 47 guys on the field. Because you don't say those things and you don't act like that and you respect your opponent. Nobody lives in the past with that today. This is about Sunday. 60 minutes of football, 4 quarters of football. So those are my team goals for this team. Christmas is finally here. I saw somebody ask me what I thought of tonight's game. I think 38-20. I think it's 38-20 Buffalo. I don't think it's close at the end.